You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Good day and welcome to the Mushie Moment with myself and my awesome co-host Rev Cindy. We're here live today on July 23rd, Tuesday, paceradio.net, streaming everywhere.
Yeah, we missed you guys last week. I hope you enjoyed the replay of Honky and Miriam.
They're awesome.
They are.
I was actually supposed to be with them today, and I was supposed to be at Shambhala interviewing people as they're setting up, getting all ready for the big festival this weekend. And for people that don't know what Shambhala is, I will bring this up. And it's a big music festival. This is the 25th anniversary. Let me just scroll it here. And it's a pretty big thing. It's done on the Salmo River Ranch up in the Kootenays. And this year they're expecting between 16 and 20,000 people. It's the 25th anniversary. I'm going to switch this over and go share this one. This is about the music festival here. These are the different artists listed. This is just in alphabetical order, but these are the artists that'll be playing there over that weekend. And they've got 3 different stages. One of them is the Grove stage, which is this one here. So these will be the acts just playing at that stage there. And then they've got a stage called the Fractal Forest. Love the little mushies in the corner on that one. Can you see those?
Mm-hmm.
Little mushies. So that's all the artists that'll be playing at that particular stage. And then they've got a village stage where this will be the artists that'll be playing at that stage. Let me get back in here. So I was supposed to be up there and we were going to surprise people, and I'd be doing these interviews with people, and sometimes plans have to change because I tried my damnedest, but they don't allow dogs, and there was no way that I could get Mika in. And, Mika is my, in a couple weeks, 19-year-old Dutch Shepherd. And I'm just going to bring a little video up here and add this up. So this is her. This is her actually at 18. This is a few months back.
Oh, just a second, Steve. Can't hear you over the.
Oh, okay.
The noise of the video.
So that's her walking at her favorite beach. And that's just a few months back. And, she's getting on in the dog equivalency year thing. In a couple of weeks, she'll be 133 years old. And some people don't know, but at one point I was about to put her down. In 2016, I was about to put her down. She developed a form of...
I thought it was in 2021 when she was...
Sorry. Yeah, wrong year. I'm really good with numbers. 3 years ago. What's that? 2021?
2021.
Yeah.
She was 16 at the time.
What's that?
She was 16 at the time.
Yes. And she developed a form of vertigo, and it mimicked a stroke, and she couldn't get up, and she spent way too many days down, and she'd pee in her bed, she'd poo in her bed, and it didn't seem like she was going to be getting any better. And we made the decision that we would put her down. So we booked the company to come in, and they were, booked to come in. It was going to be a week away. And at
this point in time, you were already feeding her CBD?
No.
So none of the natural meds at this point in time yet?
No.
Okay.
The CBD was actually my CBD for me. It was the people's CBD is what I used on it. And buddy of mine, Jeremy, said to me, he said, well, have you tried your CBD on your dog? And I was like, CBD works for dogs? And he said, yeah, they have an endocannabinoid system like humans, and it works quite similar to humans. You just have to be aware of dosing, because a human dose of THC can apparently kill a dog, but, THC in low dose can heal the dog. And the CBD apparently works on nervous disorders and whatnot. And he said, try the CBD on. And I was like, well, how much should I give her? And he's a pretty funny guy. He just kind of said, well, you're about to kill her. Just give her whatever you're taking. And I was like, okay. He's right. I'm about to put her down. We're going for the long bomb. So I started giving her CBD, and I started giving her 1 mil of 1,000 milligram CBD, which was what I was doing. And I gave it to her a couple times a day. I'd give it to her in the morning, and I'd give it to her at night. And the day before they showed up to put her down, I woke up and she was standing at the door, and her legs were all shaky, but she was standing. So I opened the door, and she went out and she went pee. And I ran to the phone, and I phoned the company, and I said, hey, thank you, but I need to postpone for now. I don't know how long I'm going to have, but I'm taking whatever I can get. And I continued to use the CBD, and I have another product that I take that's a 7 mushroom blend with cacao and rhodiola. And I got
the time it didn't have cacao in it, though, did it?
No, it didn't have cacao. It was just with rhodiola. That's right. And that was for me. That was to work on healing the brain pathways, work on healing the gut, boost and modulate the immune system, bring a little extra calming into my life. And it's become a product as well now. But I went, did they test these mushrooms on the dogs? And it's like reishi, cordyceps, lion's mane, shiitake, maitake, turkey tail, and chaga. And I started doing some research and found that, yes, they tested them on dogs, and it does a lot of the same things it does for people. And, there was no need to put the rhodiola in, but I added in some freeze-dried powdered liver so that it had, extra vitamins, protein in there, and flavor for her.
But when you first gave it to her, you picked up your product that didn't have the liver or any of the other stuff for dogs. You just picked it up and gave it to her. Correct? Because it's the same as you gave her the CBD. When you decided to start giving it to her, did you not just start giving her your 7 mushroom blend?
Well, no, because I had rhodiola in it.
Okay.
And I didn't want to give her the rhodiola.
Okay. That's what I was just curious about, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have the glucosamine, chondroitin, and MSM, but I put the powdered liver in instead of the rhodiola. So it would just give it a little bit more flavor for it. And the MSM, glucosamine, and chondroitin came later because I was buying a product for her arthritis. And I went, well, if I'm going to make this, then I might as well get that in bulk as well. And do the blend and do it according to what, would be working for her. But to begin with, it was just the mushrooms with the powdered liver in it, and it worked. It changed our lives. And my partner John in at Ease, he noticed it and went, you got to share this. You don't get to keep this. You've got
And
to
how long did that take?
I think it was 3 months, because it was about the 3-month period, two to 3 months, that he noticed not only that she was walking better, but that she'd had that blue frosting from cataracts on her eyes. And he just looked at her. He said, look at her eyes. That blue's gone. It was like, wow. And then, we noticed she was seeing better. She was moving better. Just life kept getting better. And so it actually became a couple of products, which I'm going to flog right now. This is the Mika drops.
Which, if you remember the story that Steve just told, he started feeding her those about a week before an appointment that he had to euthanize her, and the day before. So 5 to 6 days it took for her to decide to stand up on her own after taking the CBD.
Yeah, and she was down almost 2 weeks. She was down, not, it was tough to step into that decision of, wow, we would. But, sometimes we have ideas and the universe just makes them bigger than we comprehend.
Yeah.
And I got to say that this stuff here, I go to the dog park, and I've met a few people there and their dogs, and I get a lot of hugs, and I've had tears of happiness, and I've got a lot of new friends, and I've got people that, Mika's almost 3 years coming up now, but I've got friends, my friend Gary and his dog Tess, over 1.5 years now. The day I met him, he was going to put her down. She had cancer on her paw and cancer on her back and a big tumor. And we utilized this. We utilized my pain cream. We put some of the THC cream onto her paw and then put the pain cream over it to stop the stop Tess from licking, and we used it on the back tail, and he upped the mushroom content of the product, and a year, it's I just have thank yous. That's all I have, and then I added in the MSM, the glucosamine, and the chondroitin for the arthritis, which has helped those dogs as well, and it's helping a lot of old dogs. And
so just so you know a bit more of the backstory, Mika took this stuff for a while. They decided to turn it into a product, and Steve frequents, as he just showed in the little video of Mika. He frequents this dog park down by the beach, and it's absolutely amazing. It's an off-leash dog park. There are tons of dogs. And everybody comments on Mika. I've been there plenty of times with Steve, and it doesn't matter who's walking by, they comment on Mika. They can tell she's an old dog. They'll ask how old she is and whether it was 16, 17, 18, or soon to be 19. Everybody's jaw hits the floor. Oh my goodness, she's how old, and she's still going, and holy wow. And she's a Dutch Shepherd. Most Dutch Shepherds are lucky to make it to 12. Mika will be 19 on August 15th. So people start asking, and Steve just talked about this dog Tess, that, he ran into this guy and this dog Tess, you say 18-ish months ago.
Yeah.
And I remember the day that day, because we were chatting afterwards, and you were very emotional about this person and the dog and helping the dog. And you did explain to him about a few products that you have, and that you might be able to help her. And, miracles happen. He called. And you went
Yeah,
over
he
with
didn't put her down. He called and
yeah, because he was taking her for her last meal, was going to cook her a nice big huge last meal, had everything planned for the next morning. I think at like 11 a.m. if I remember, it was some a.m. And he decided to call you the night before instead.
yeah.
And you were so excited, and I remember the emotion and the excitement. And you went over, and he decided to try your products, and not put her down, and just tell us how Tessa's doing. Like, tell us, are her tumors shrinking? Is she moving better?
She has no tumor by her tail, no tumor on her paw. The one that's on her hip, it was really, really large, and it's kind of settled, and it's not floppy and wiggly. I don't know as it's gone down, but she developed a fatty tumor. And when they looked in, they said, "Oh, it's just a fat deposit," and they think that the other one is mainly a fat deposit now as well. But she goes to that park, and they would both last summer they would both make the full 5 kilometers. It was 2.5 kilometers to the end and 2.5 kilometers back. And now on a good day, Tess is still getting there. Meek is only getting halfway. In the last 4 months, she started to slow down, and but we're still going. She's going. We make it down. We get about a third of the way. She gets down in the water. She just hangs down in the water for a while, and then it's time to head back. But it's been 3 freaking years. It's been 3 extra years. And the legacy that she's going to leave behind now with, the people and the dogs and the memories, I even have her on this too. It's Mika approved. And
It is, yeah.
It's been life changing. It's been life changing for a lot of people.
And a lot of pups.
Yes, and a lot of pups, especially me and mine.
And Tessa's dad has become one of your best salesmen, because you're not usually one to go down there and start going on and on.
When I go down with Gary, there's always somebody else that he's just like, "Hey, Steve, you got to meet this person. Hey, Steve, you got to meet." In fact, it's gotten to now when I'll be down there and people will go, "Is that Mika?" "Oh, yeah, Gary was talking about us." And then they'll talk to me about the product.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. It was, at first it was weird because, for me, I didn't make them to be products. I made them to see if they would help my dog. And as it's grown and grown more, it almost got overwhelmed. Well, it was. At one point, it was starting to it gave me a chance to work on my triggers of my own, right? But at one point, it was starting to get overwhelming. Now it's just freaking beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think of the way my heart is lit up with having 3 extra years with my dog. I phoned and canceled thinking I might get 3 days. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get 3 days. And, 3 years later, wow. And yeah. Gary, well, he's become a good friend. Like, he invites me over for dinner and we hang out. We get the dogs together. He's got some music stuff going on. He's like, come over. So yeah, it's pretty damn awesome. But I got to give kudos to John, my partner, because
well, he has spoke up on every product and said the exact same thing. Can't keep this to yourself, Steve.
Yeah, you got to share this. You can't keep this, and all I got to do is keep saying thank you, because man, that's all I get back is thank yous. And it's thank you for trying the stuff. Thank you for believing that it might help. Thank you for trusting. And for me, thank you for helping me find my own healing and finding such massive amounts of love that come my way because of it. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Me too, Carolyn. Carolyn is saying, hi, guys. She says she's been listening, says that's awesome. And she also says she's so happy that you've gotten extra time with your dog. And Amy just popped on. She's just thanking us for being us. because Amy's just that awesome. Thank you for being you, Amy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd pick Mika up and show her to you guys, but she's
Yeah, she's snoozing, and
I
she's
took
the
her bed
equivalent
for
of
the laundry and
130-ish
washed
years
her.
old, so let her sleep.
No, get up. You're supposed to be a puppy. I gave you puppy power. Puppy power.
My friends have an elderly dog, and they just started him this morning on the puppy power.
Well, my friend Lisa, who I went to Mexico with, she's down in Mexico, and she's looking after pets down there. And she's had a couple people as they've gone down to visit and whatnot. She's had them bring bags of it down to Mexico. And, she was just up for a week here a couple of weeks ago. She took 6 bags back with her. She's just like, oh no, this is changing lives. And it's if I can add even a few extra days to somebody's time with their pet, I know how much I valued it myself. And every day has been a blessing. There's a park here that we're very close to that she grew up around that I take her to every day. And I take her out to that dog park. Well, now it's going to be almost every day she'll be going to the dog park. Oh, did you see Amy's comment? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Carolyn is saying she's very interested in the puppy power, and Amy is saying possum.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The puppy power's awesome. It really is.
It is. It's been really amazing to watch. I mean, I've seen Mika's journey sometimes in person, sometimes just over video chat, but it's been really amazing to watch Mika gain extra time. And she definitely has a cycle right now. She's got a pattern. She'll have a day or two where she can get up and she can go and she can be, what do you call her? Sniffy McSnifferson. And she loves to sniff and she loves to go, and she doesn't move very fast, but that doesn't matter. There are days that there was one day she decided that you were taking her to the beach and stood by the car and didn't move. Like, yeah, no, Dad, like, we're going.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty loud. She just walked right up to the car, turned sideways at her door and put her head at the door and then looked at me. And it's like, well, there's only one place she's wanting to go. So my buddy Bernie, his daughter was going to put her dog down. It had a bunch of gut issues and a bunch of stuff going on, and the vets had said, we don't think this can heal up. And he said, look, just try this. It worked for Steve's dog. Try it, see what happens. Give it a little bit of time. And now I think we're over a year, honestly, with his dog. And he throws the 7 mushroom blend and a spoonful of the puppy power into his own shake. And I said, you take the puppy power? He said, I got bad knees and dogs don't lie. I saw what it did for the dog. Dogs don't lie. He said, I know what your other one does for me and my heart, etc. He said, but that one works for the knees. It works on the joints, and I watched it happen. And he's taking it himself. It's pretty awesome.
Everything but the liver, yeah. But liver in a shake, like, no thanks.
Well, there's probably enough cacao in there to overpower that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not a meat guy anyway, so I can't.
No, but you say that, but do you remember before you got your cataract surgery when you went to get Jell-O and you just looked for colors? And you got pistachio by accident because it's the same color as lime?
Yeah.
You could taste the pistachios in there. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I could anyway, but I was looking for them because he warned me ahead of time.
Right. So you're just.
I'm wondering if
some people have sensitive taste. Guys slam back hot dogs. We don't taste anything. Lop, lop, lop. Just eat it.
I'm still curious. I'd be curious to ask him if he still tastes the liver at all. Like, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I'm. Is this something that sticks? Ever since you first told me that story, I'm curious if he tastes the liver.
I'll ask him. That's funny.
Yeah.
I'll next time I'm chatting with him, I'll ask, what about the liver?
Yeah. Cindy wants to know, do you taste the liver?
Well, you can make gravy out of it.
Yes, Amy, you're correct. Nuts are usually quite an overpowering taste, and will stick out through other flavors easily. Usually, yeah, which is true.
That was the only time I made pistachio lime gummies.
You should actually do it again. They were good, but do it on purpose. They were actually really, really good. And I think you've gotten another sign to make those too. And Amy says she always puts some sort of nut in whatever she's eating with psilocybin mushrooms because they cover the taste.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. What if you like the taste? Have you seen that video of Mike Tyson doing that podcast? And he's talking about how he just eats back, like has no problem eating whatever it is, 2 or 3 grams at a shot. And Buddy hands him some mushrooms and he goes to like get him some stuff to take it with. And Mike just stuffs them in his mouth and eats them. It's pretty funny.
Oh, she says, then don't. She goes, but I think you mean they don't. She can't stand the taste of yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, she saw it.
Oh my God, he ate the biggest Amy saw.
I know. He's just like, oh. There's just like, oh my God. But, I get his thing because honestly, after I did my 10 grams, I was a little worried for a while. And I didn't really want to do any for a while. And,
yes, I remember.
And then when I did my last couple of ceremonies, I went in and I did 1.1 grams and I got a light glow and I was very aware through it. And on the last one, I went in and I did 3.3 and it was still a beautiful glow. It was not as long as what 3 would have been before. But, I found even now where the microdosing, I can do a couple of Scoobies where I used to actually feel it. And I can do 2 Scoobies now and I don't, it's not that I notice it. I don't feel that vibration. It's just, it's a beautiful day and away I go and I stay more focused. I get less rabbiting going on, squirreling.
That's interesting. All right. Well, I think it's a good time to talk about break.
Oh, is it our break time? It's time to check out our sponsors and pay some bills. You're here with us live on the Mushie Moment on paceradio.net. And we're going to be right back.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Legacy 420 have an awesome array of cannabis-infused beverages, from pop to Nature's Nectar's teas, all in amazing flavors. What a selection. We even have a delicious mango-infused juice, and let me tell you, it's delicious.
Everything is infused in-house, so we buy our syrup from, the same place where everybody else buys their syrup for their pop, and the infusion is done in the lab. It's all canned here, labeled here, produced 100% on Tyndonega.
We have 2 lines of drinks. One's called our Nature's Nectar. That was our original line that we came out with. And then we also have a line under the Red E brand. We have them in 10 milligrams, 30 milligram, and 60 milligram cans.
What a great selection for a get-together with friends or after a long day. Remember, if you want to wet your whistle with on-site lab-tested products, come see your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Open Monday to Friday from 10 till 7 p.m. or by chance. Check out our flags, our t-shirts, plus our hats. and look of that supply of rolling papers, plus much more. We've got bongs and your favorite herbal vaporizers. Look at all the incense we have, as well as for those who collect knives, check out these knives in our collection. And while you're here, stop in to see Shay at the piercing room, where you can get poked by Shay. Daily deals, check them out. Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford, Ontario. Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network, here at paceradio.net.
Welcome back to the Mushie Moment, streaming live to you here at paceradio.net, Facebook, Spotify, everywhere, YouTube, LinkedIn.
All over the place. The only one we're not on, apparently, is X.
Oh, we've been X'd from there?
Apparently.
Hey, Rosie says hi. She showed up. Hi, Rosie.
So, we were talking about the Puppy Power and the Mika drops, and they have inspired another product because they're not the only four-legged furry friend we have.
That is true. And they've inspired a kitty cat version, which the drops will be angel drops. They're going to be they won't be 1,000 milligram. They'll be a 500 milligram. Kitties are a little smaller and can use a, little dosage. And then there'll be the angel power, which will be the salmon-based instead of the liver-based. Freeze-dried salmon in with the 7 mushrooms and the glucosamine, chondroitin, and MSM as well, but mixed more for the feline aspect. The blend will be more suited for them.
Very cool.
Do you have her there? Show her. You got to show her.
This line was named after my kitty. Come here, we got to show off. Oh, meow. I know, meow. Here she comes. This is Angel. And Angel turns 16 on August 1st.
And we're going to turn her into a 13-year-old kitty.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't know what's going on. She was asleep.
Oh, yeah. So right now she's being an angel, but pretty quick she'll be a devil.
Yeah.
Oh, devil drops.
I wonder if I had named her Devil, if she would have been more of an angel.
Well, I'd sing that song that always comes to mind, but I don't think we can do that because then there'd be royalties have to be paid. Can you do it as just call her angel of the meow, 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 meow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to go settle off in the chair now.
Yeah, it's been a strange journey, coming up with different products and then actually having them become products. It wasn't that wasn't exactly my
The thought
plan.
process. Yeah.
I
in the
had
beginning.
ideas. Hey, I have this idea. If I make this, then maybe I can fix this with this person, or fix this with me, or fix this with my kids, or this will help with this. And the first version of the pain and skin and scar cream that I just made for myself for eczema. And yeah, the mother's magic. I call it mother's magic because my mother taught me the magic of different creams and oils and what they can do for the body. And so the first one I made, I had eczema really bad, and they upped my cortisone to 2%. So I'd gone from 1% to 1.5% to 2%, and and I was using it, and it wasn't really doing anything. And then I did some research on cortisone and found out that too much cortisone is bad for you. It suppresses your adrenaline glands. In fact, if you were covered in hives all over and you constantly used it, it can kill you. But I went, well, is there something natural I can use for this? So I did some research, and I made a cream it's a blend of a lot of oils and shea butter and coconut oil and organic beeswax. And it was working for that. And my ex had psoriasis. And I said, well, try my cream that I'm using, see if it works on the psoriasis. So she was using it on the psoriasis, and she was getting results, and her sister decided to try it on her arthritis. And then her sister was like, oh my God, this cream works on the arthritis. And then I was like, well, it's the wrong, some of the essential oils are suited for skin and face and not for arthritis. So I kind of branched and created that pain version at that point, and put in the menthol and the stuff to get it deep into the ache, the pepper, the wintergreen, that type of stuff. And the other one, my girls had been in a dog attack, and they had hundreds and hundreds. So the skin cream, I was already using hyaluronic acid and vitamin E oil in it. But when the girls got all scarred up, I went, well, let's go heavy with the hyaluronic acid and heavy with the vitamin E. I went with 167,000 IU vitamin E, really heavy, concentrated, and changed some of the essential oils. So that's got some citrus in there, and rose hip in there, and just some other essential oils that you can put it around the face and it won't burn your eyeballs out and stuff like that. And it's just done amazing. It's seriously, it's just done amazing stuff. And the pain one has become part of when people want to use my products to help their dog with cancer if they've got tumors. You just put the tincture on the tumor, and then you put the pain cream over it, and the dogs don't lick the pain cream. They tend to leave it alone because of the stank from there's stuff in there that's not good for them, and they you don't want to lay it on thick because over time they will give it a lick. But it does more good than it does harm. I can say that because the tumors are going away. And yeah, actually my buddy Al that comes and visits me here, he lives just down the road. He has skin cancer on his nose, and he puts the black oil on there, and then he puts the pain cream over that, and he uses a pain cream on it at night when he's sleeping, and gone right down again.
Amazing.
So that's kind of a neat one, and I love that it can work with the animals as well.
Yeah. So Al and I the other day on the news show, not this past Monday, but last Monday, we had a story about serving certain psychedelics to dogs. Now we're talking, dogs that have been, seriously abused, and not in a big, massive way, like more like microdosing the dogs. And they were specifically looking at MDMA and, wanting to do an experiment that way, thinking that they could actually help dogs that have been traumatized, like, dogs that have been rescued from like dog fighting situations.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah, I
of
was
that?
just reading one where they're looking at utilizing mushrooms as well for it. And because I guess, they've been known to actually eat mushrooms and just stand there for a while, and who knows what it's doing, but they know what they're doing. They're not stupid. And
Yeah, I had a cat one time that I had to hide all of my weed and all of my mushrooms from.
yeah,
She stole it, ate it.
well, this study was looking good. The one thing I found through it was that they were going through the data, and there's not a lot of data on it, but they're starting to do testing, which to me makes sense, honestly. If the cannabinoid system stuff works with them, if the mushroom stuff works with them, the other mushroom stuff, why would the psilocybin not work with them? And we're not the episode that caused the trauma. We're the dysfunctional patterns we carry forward, or the fear we carry forward. And you see it in dogs. You see it in dogs that have been abused. I see it at the beach all the time. There's lots of rescues where I've got to just kind of get down, put my hand out, not look at them. They'll even come over and sniff. And if you move your hand, they cower, they run. Or they roll right over and start peeing right away. Don't hit me, don't hit me. And to me it makes sense, actually. That's funny that you guys did that story, and I wonder, well, no, because this one was about mushrooms, so that's interesting. So they're looking at see, this is where my brain goes, okay, are they looking at it because they want to help the animals, or are they looking at it because mushrooms and psychedelics are going to be an $8 billion industry in the next 3 years?
And what we read freely admitted that it was both. Like, you've got the people that are in it to make money, but the people that are actually doing the study aren't there to make money. They're doing it and they're curious because they want to help the animals. But the people that are funding it know that it's going to become a $1 billion industry. And if they can include furry friends, well, it might go up to 16 billion,
Are you telling me that Mika might want to start microdosing? Hey, Mika. Oh, you're going to bury me down another rabbit hole.
I'm not doing anything. You already said that you were looking at a different article. I mentioned MDMA, and you went off on the mushrooms. So this happens all the time, folks. Whenever I don't want to talk and he asks me how I am, I got to pick one thing and then just let him go.
Then throw it out and watch me grab it and run. Woo! I'm like the dog at the beach. Woo! Get that frisbee. Run, baby.
It works. Yeah, I don't know if you'd want to do that or not. Like, you might want to read some more.
I'm going to do a bunch of research. I don't do anything without doing math. I don't. My brain hurts. I have to do massive, but that's not an area I'd actually thought of. But the universe does that weird thing where little things come across your radar and you, huh? Oh, that's weird. And then something like this happens, and then my brain goes, huh.
Just remember, don't keep it to yourself. You've got to make a product out of it and share it with the world.
Oh, man.
I wonder. I'm curious. And I wonder if that would work for like a microdose, like to figure out what a microdose is for a dog.
No, it would be a Mikadose.
Okay, a Mikadose.
Mikadoses.
I wonder if that would work for generalized anxiety for dogs as well. So you know that, December 31st is coming up and people are going to shoot off fireworks. You start and you start in the morning.
Find that article because it was actually talking about some things like that.
I'm curious. I'm just curious.
Huh.
Because if you can help dogs in that way too, that would be like wicked. Like help dog PTSD. DPTSD. Ha.
Did you ever see Sam Kinison with his little routine that he used to do on dogs? It was when dog psychiatrists were just kind of coming out. And he was like, yeah, dog psychiatrist, dog psychiatry. That sounds great. That sounds great. Oh, how's your little Poochie? Oh, little Ralphie's doing great. I'm making up the name. Little Ralphie's doing great. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's not. He's been depressed. Oh, let me take him in the room and we'll do a little psychiatry. You take him in the room and you put him down. You go, hey, Ralphie, you're a fucking dog. Run, fetch the fucking ball. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sam Kinnison's funny, yeah.
Oh, he was. Now he's rotten. Oh, sorry. Oh. What are you doing there? Lighting some Palo Santo?
Sure.
Because isn't Palo Santo one of the nicest? Palo Santo and Capal. They are just such beautiful.
You know what I have really gotten into lately, and it started by complete accident, but I made those wedding smudges for people. And a wedding smudge specifically consists of certain things. Like you must have tobacco in there. It's tobacco, sage, sweetgrass, and lavender. And they all have different reasons, to go with the wedding. So I made this and I had, on the bottom of the paper when I was done, there was some tobacco and some sage left. So I just poured it into my shell and I lit it. And what a scent. Sage and mapacho.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, probably a little lavender happening there.
There might have been like a little tiny bit of lavender in there, probably even a tiny little bit of sweetgrass as well. But it was mostly the sage and the mapacho, and it was spectacular.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't send me any.
You have half my mapacho, and you have all kinds of sage. So I had a beautiful lady. She brought me a great big bouquet of sage, actually, to make those smudges out of. And she showed up here with this great big bouquet of sage, and I'm like, I'm only making a little smudge. It's this bouquet of sage. So I've got it all in a bag now, and that's what I've been burning.
Oh, so the universe is telling you should make a few more of them smudges.
Yeah. I need more mapacho though. I've got a friend in Peru right now. I've got to get a hold of her and see if she can send me some.
You know what the universe kind of has been mentioning to me? It's taken me a while to listen. Give me a second.
What? Get on the road and go visit your friends in Nova Scotia?
Well, that too. But it kept putting these things in my place to learn about Amanita. And then it kept putting these things in my face called Amanita. So I think it got loud enough for me to listen. And I'm going to make some microdoses of some Amanita. And I'm going to do a little bit of studying. This is a wicked book by
I
a
have the book. Yeah.
very knowledgeable person. And I did a tea the other day, and I told you I was going to do it. I made a cup of cacao. I made a tea. I rolled a doobie. I lit my doobie. I took a couple of hoots. I drank some of the tea, and it was actually quite nice. I drank a little more tea, and I took a sip of the cacao, a couple puffs off of the doobie, drank the rest of the tea. Woke up the next morning. There was 2/3 of a doobie in the ashtray. There was 3/4 of a cup of cacao still in the cup. The tea was empty, and I had slept like a frickin' baby. I woke up. There was no aches, no pains, just It was like, oh, I get what they're talking about. I've been in a bunch of groups following people and just, but I'm pretty busy with a lot of other stuff. But, mushrooms seem to be the world that I'm dancing in. And this one just keeps coming up. And in November, I have a pathway where just hundreds and hundreds of them grow. So I'm starting to listen to the universe. It's been a long, hard lesson.
I'm kind of hoping I can get out and do some Amanita foraging with you when I make it up in this year.
Yeah, hopefully they're out of date. It depends on the rain as to when they come, the rain and the temperature. But boy, I tell you, the last couple of years when they've hit, it's just been massive.
Yep.
Hey, should we talk about next week's guest?
We now have a very good time to do that.
Okay. Next week's guest is Alejandro Hierro. Now let me go down here, and I have to stop that one and go present because I bugger up all the time. Share screen and go to this one. Share. Okay. Oh, and then add to stage. Oops. Ha. So this is Alejandro Hierro. He is our guest for next week. He is a psychedelic integration coach at Better You. His passion for psychedelic therapy stems from both personal experience and his 17-year career in social work and behavioral health. Throughout his career, he has worked extensively with vulnerable populations, from youth in foster care to individuals facing severe mental health challenges. This work has fueled his dedication to empowering people to find purpose, explore social impact, and optimize their well-being towards a thriving life. In the past 6 years, Alejandro has deepened this passion by participating in many psychedelic journeys across various modalities. These profound experiences have solidified his belief in the transformative and healing power of psychedelics. Additionally, he has gained valuable experience supporting many individuals and groups as an integration coach. Alejandro's expertise extends beyond psychedelics. He has extensive experience in training in human behavior, interpersonal relationships, flow states and peak performance, mindfulness, and social entrepreneurship. He's also actively involved in binational cultural academic projects on mental health, human rights, social innovation, and social justice issues. And he was introduced to me by a friend of mine that participates at Madre Verde with some of the tobacco and ayahuasca ceremonies that they serve there. And he said, "Hey, you should have a chat with this gentleman." So he introduced us, and I reached out, and I'm actually pretty excited. He's a pretty interesting guy. The stuff that he's involved with is massive. He's let me see if I can get the other one here. He's also working with this gentleman. Share this tab instead. On Peace Through Forgiveness. So that site is peacethroughforgiveness.com. Oh, thank you. And he's currently involved with this. And I can't wait to actually have him on. I'd like to hear what he has to say. I'd like to, I know he does stuff with integration as well. And I think that it's going to make for an exciting podcast. And he's one of a couple that have been introduced to us out of the Madre Verde camp by Michael. And I think that both of them are ones that people should get on board and watch. I think there's going to be some good stuff to learn there. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes. And I am a little bummed out that I can't be at Shambhala. Miriam and Anki, I hope that you guys have an absolutely awesome time there. I know you guys are going to be selling a lot of the traditional wares. Oh, it was beautiful. They had all the bead work out. Man, some of that stuff is just mind-blowing. You know, when you look at it and you see color and pattern and you go, wow, that's incredible. And then they point out, oh, and if you see here, this is this, and it's a sign of, and oh, look, there's a little blue deer in the corner here, and oh, look, there's a little frog over here, and oh, and this is the village's, patterns of, and it's just absolutely mind-blowing, let alone the stuff they do on the carved things and the, like the jaguar heads, and the big wall jaguar heads, and the wolf heads. Oh, my God.
Oh, some of it's just absolutely gorgeous. Yep.
Yeah.
But that takes us to that time.
It is. It's that time again. Thanks for joining us here on the Mushie Moment with my awesome co-host, Rev Cindy, myself, and next week, the awesome guest, Alejandro. So we're coming to you proudly from paceradio.net. We love you, Al. And we'll see you next week to share more exciting guest healing information. Much love. Bye, Cindy. Bye, everybody.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20 is so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420 enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit, or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net.